vulnerabilities: serious illness, financial instability, depression, anxiety, lack of support from teachers, loneliness, insecurity, and struggles with body shaming and colorism. Adam shows us that being exceptional does not render them immune from the hardships of Black girlhood. They may accomplish seemingly magical things at times, but they are neither magical nor mythical themselves. They are ordinary girls who reach for the extraordinary and who inspire the rest of us to do likewise. Dr. Shaniqua Walker Barnes, author of I Bring the Voices of My People and Too Heavy a Yoke. Introduction. On January 20th, 2021, Amanda Gorman stepped to the podium with poise and confidence. In a commanding voice that served the magnitude of the moment, the National Youth Poet Laureate captured the nation's attention with her inaugural poem, The Hill We Climb. In the moments following, news media outlets marveled at the young poet and activist. "How is she only 22?" one reporter asked. "She reminds me of Maya Angelou," another journalist said. "She's a young hero," another exclaimed. It's as if her presence, her maturity, and her wisdom came as a surprise. Yet the brilliance of this young poet was not unforeseen. The very presence of Vice President Kamala Harris and former First Lady Michelle Obama at that ceremony should have left no room for surprise. Of course an Amanda Gorman exists. Both Vice President Harris and Michelle Obama were once 22-year-old leaders like Gorman herself. In some ways, the surprise was telling. Why were so many people seemingly surprised by a Black girl's brilliance, leadership, and confidence? Black women and girls have demonstrated their leadership to this world for as long as we have existed. Claudette Colvin was only 15 years old when she refused to give up her seat to a white woman on a segregated bus in 1955. 16-year-old Barbara Johns led her classmate in a strike to protest the substandard conditions at her high school in Prince Edward County, Virginia, in 1961. 9-year-old Audrey Faye Hendricks was the youngest marcher arrested for a civil rights protest in Birmingham, Alabama, in 1963. And notably, a 22-year-old college student named Prathia Hall spoke at a church meeting in Terrell County, Georgia, in 1962, where Martin Luther King Jr. would be in attendance. At that meeting, she uttered the phrase, "I have a dream," repeatedly in a prayer, sharing her vision for Black people in America. King would later express his admiration for her oratorical skills, and he was, of course, particularly impressed with the phrase, "I have a dream." We would go on to hear Hall's influence expressed in King's now famous speech at the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. In 1972, Shirley Chisholm became the first woman and first Black major party candidate to run for president of the United States. Her campaign message was Unbought and Unbossed, which became the title of her memoir. Today, almost 50 years later, young Black girls are following in her legacy with their leadership, resilience, and integrity. They, too, are showing the world that they are unbossed, unapologetic in their calling and approach to leading on their own terms. Though their stories are often overlooked, Black girls have always played important roles in social movements in the fight for a better and more equal world. Young Black people played a pivotal role at the height of these movements, and we often call to mind their activism and the lessons they have taught us. In the same way we learn from the Black youth of previous generations, we must turn our attention to the lives of rising Black girl leaders of today. It is important to pay attention to their leadership now because their passion, strength of character, and vision will teach and inspire us in this ever-changing world. Growing up as a Black girl, I found that leadership came naturally to me. Yet I had difficulty reconciling my innate gift with the shame, insecurity, and invisibility that society imposed due to my race and gender. These struggles took years to overcome, yet I was able to evolve as a leader despite these obstacles. My professional career has included more than 15 years of experience in education, ministry, and counseling. In many of those arenas, I have been either the first woman of color, or the first Black woman holding a position of authority. This has made me fully aware of the responsibility I have to the Black